Welcome back, everybody, and we're going to be doing a run of Mega Man ZX, run by Khanster786.
It's Khanster.
Khanster.
Great Khanster.
Right. Yes. Okay, I see that now. Okay. How are you doing this morning?
A little tired, but manageable. I got my coffee.
Right, I had mine as well. And let's see, you have someone on your virtual couch?
Yes, that will be Mr. Cap. He's right here.
I'm right there, just like behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So tell us about this run. What's going to go on?
So, to those who have basically played Mega Man 0, 1 through 4, is the bosses actually used are in those transformation be the right word?
What transformation?
Yeah, so you get basically what's called a biomelon. Allows you to transform into those different forms. And you'll be using it in various ways for quick kills, manipulations, etc.
Think about like if Mega Man was Power Rangers. That basically explains this game.
I like that explanation.
Works for me.
Alright then, whenever you're ready, give me a countdown and can start. Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I think my mic got out.
I heard you. So
okay.
We're running as Vent, correct?
Yep.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Do it.
Alright, good luck.
So yes, this is Mega Man ZX. We kind of mentioned the Mega Man 0 series. In a lot of ways, this is almost like 05. This game originally on the Nintendo DS, but actually the beginning of 2020, in the before time, the Zero collection came out. It included ZX and ZXA, and fortunately the in-game time that is used for speedrun evaluation works just the same. So all those versions work just fine if you want to play these games. That's a great way to play it, so you don't have to figure out DS streaming. As you can see, we are already kind of playing here as Model X. So yeah, this should look a lot like your classic Mega Man X for the beginning of the game, where you're just dashing, charging, shooting, got those pink buster shots. It's awesome. It's a Mega Man game. Let's go. But first we gotta deal with this giant serpent. If memory serves, RNG in this game works kind of similarly to the Zero series. You pretty much know what the serpent's gonna do if we kind of get up close and fire shots in the right way. That's why Khanster can kind of get underneath its chin, unleash these full charge shots, and really just take it down quickly instead of risking it going off the screen a lot. Most of the boss fights are kind of, well, at least a couple of them, based on that idea that we know what they're going to do.
Ruh-roh.
Shoutouts to Switch controller connectivity. I'm actually kind of sitting here now wondering how much this actually does affect the in-game time at the end, but yeah, you know, it's stage 1. So the mechanic we're going to see from here is there's these transceivers, kind of little teleporter messaging devices scattered throughout the world. And as we get our missions, we're going to go to those, go around a bunch of different areas. This whole game is really like one giant map. It has, I don't want to go so far as to say a Metroidvania element because of it, but they are all connected, and honestly, if you're playing this game blind, the one thing I recommend is get a map. Alright, controller reconnected, we're back in action here. There's 2 missions there. We're going to choose the second one first and go to Area C just because of the way the map works. So that is kind of a go to town. What really is going on? We're getting recruited by the Resistance here, and
we say Viva la Resistance?
I guess so. Yeah, so actually the original lore here is that Vent was sort of a messenger, and he was taking this unknown box, which turned out to have Model X in it, for analysis by them. And, well, we needed to get out of trouble, and now we have it. So we gotta just go talk to everybody. And for some reason, being able to walk through doors and talk to people is enough to earn all their trust. So we get to basically do that.
So the one major difference between Vent and Ale is Ale gets knocked back further and crawls a little faster. Other than that, it's the same.
Yeah, it's such a minor difference, but we are gonna, I guess, lose a little bit of time to crawl speed as this run goes on, which for some reason you can only do as a human. Just makes these scenarios where you have to switch between being a human and being a Mega Man. Same run speed though. We did throw in a couple of, little homages to older stuff. I still think that's a Mario Kart.
We'll go with that.
That's where we parked it after the last speedrun. So Area C, the town, is, kind of what you expect. The nice thing that comes out of this is we're going to be near a door that goes really to Area D, to Area B. We're going to actually enter the next mission past its boss and go back to the boss, so it's just that much faster. That's the only reason to do the route this way. If you wanted to go and play all of Area B, you could. You'd just be wasting time. I don't know why, you could have all these messaging, teleporting things all around, but we've installed the non-teleporting variety really anywhere. It just makes the player, shrug. Well, we got the highway. First time we're gonna see the beginning of this highway area. Don't worry, we'll see it some more.
Just a few more times.
I think this boss doesn't show up unless you retrieve a chip. There's 4 chips on the highway. We go as far back as the last one and then just go back and say, oh look, a boss is here now. Khanster, you're not doing the minip on this boss, are you?
No minip. So we'll get an extra cycle.
Yeah. This is sort of your standard, here's a boss that kind of drops things you're supposed to shoot and knock them into the boss across the cycles kind of enemy. Each one of these hits, you can kind of see the life meters are stacked over there because the top half just turned yellow from green. So we did a quarter of its full health of damage there, so this is going to be a little 4-cycle fight. There is a manip here that is pretty precise. It uses the fact that little pink spiraling part of the charge shot that you can kind of see going around it. If a buster shot itself kind of dinks or hits in the right spot, where the core of that shot goes away, the pink shot will spiral around, and it will just fly off into the distance, and you can use that to do an extra, chunk of damage to the boss, so you can actually take it out in 3 cycles. There's a manip for it. It's neat. It's precise. I wouldn't expect to get it that much in a marathon, but hey, it's cool. So now that we've rescued our buddy Juro and gotten to know everybody in town, including getting a stuffed animal to prove that we've proven ourselves.
Of all things, a stuffed animal.
We got the stuffed animal room back there too. Gonna go investigate the fact that, hey, we can use this biometal. The biometals are the things that let us turn into Mega Man X, and lets our friend turn into Zero, and so forth. And this Serpent Corporation kind of wants them. So Area D, we have to go through this again just because of the way it works out, though we do get a heart tank. It's a highway level. I'm sure we can all think of other games that have highway levels and Mega Mans in them. And giant D helicopters.
X7 maybe? X7 maybe?
Totally X7. Defy anybody to tell me that X7 doesn't have the bees.
Not the bees!
Not the bees. Khanster, which bees do you prefer to fight? These bees or the Mega Man X bees?
These ones? Because I don't have a chance of getting 2 passives.
Yeah, so this should look very familiar. Especially the part where we get all the way on the right side of the screen. Following highway segments, everything else. So really, from here, it's just a matter of don't die, maybe get some health.
And here's probably coming up, and here's coming up the first manipulation.
So our Servant Corporation did something, our buddy's attacking us now. It's all over. Model 0 is fighting Model X, just like it always has. But yep, just kind of precise movements and shots here, and just standing under it. So having done critical damage to Model Z and Model X say, hey, we should get together, and now we have Model ZX, which plays similarly to the Mega Man Zero games. You've got charge shots on one of your weapons. The secondary weapon is the saber. Go nuts. There's a comboing system a little bit like the Zero series as well. And go. So we should have the first 4 missions available now. And on those, if you've played the Mega Man Zero series and you know the... I'm trying to remember what they call those 4 robots. But basically, they also got biomedals.
Is it Mutos?
There were Mutos, but these sort of like the Great Guardians had their own titles. And, you're doing that slash climbing thing here, right?
Yeah.
Just gets up the wall that much faster. And just because the way these teleporters are laid out, this is the best way to go back into town. Khanster actually did something there, and I'm sure you'll see it a little more as we go forward in the game. If you use sort of a melee weapon and one of the bladed weapons on a large drop, either health, weapon energy, or the energy crystals, it will break up into 4 small drops, which can be useful so that when you don't get health and you need health, you can get it. So we're in the power plant here, which is mysteriously running. At least we're in the approach to it. And this is sort of your standard mechanical area with conveyor belts and smashers and way too many electrical currents going around to damage you. Fun stage. There is a way to turn it off. It takes time to get to it and do it, so it's not something we will be seeing in this run at the end. What we will see is our friend the giant bulldozer of destiny for the first time. You can see that the Crusher 2-3 times in this run. It feels like 3, I think so too.
I'm pretty sure it's only 2.
Spinning gear platforms, we do want to go just a little bit of the way over the stuff on the bottom and screen that room. If you stay up top, that gets you to where the switch to turn everything off is. There's a sub-tank immediately placed right out in the open there. Nice and easy to collect. And here we go. As you might expect, this guy, if it crashes into the wall, knocks you off the wall, and sort of lifts it up and charges at you. It does have a giant cannon, but I'm just gonna hang back and let him have it. full charge shots, get the the saber combo in there too. Hey, we got him. I don't think killing him off screen saves any lag frames or anything like that, because I know that's like an X strategy for a lot of things. At this point, we notice this weird thing. There's a whole lot of cyber elves in the background here for no apparent reason. Don't mind those. Surely nothing's going on. One more section and we will get to the boss area. Yeah, spilling up the sub-tank, never a bad idea. So, bosses in this game, let's talk about that really quick. The 8 pseudo-droids, the sort of 8 robots in this game, they all have a weak spot on them. If you hit it, it does a little bit of extra damage, which sounds great. Except our way of getting their weapon is actually taking their biometal back away from them so we can use it. And if we hit those weak spots, we're actually damaging the biometal. The amount of damage we do the biometal dictates how much weapon energy we get out of it. We can repair it, but again, that's slow, it costs money. We could just not damage it. So what we want to do is hope we don't see those giant red lines across the screen like we did on the very first hit. And now the more the life meter's flashing red over there, that means that's the more damage we've done to the biometal itself. Ooh. It's not a huge run ender or anything like that. We still get the biometal, we get its core abilities, we just can't use its special attacks and its overdrive quite as much. Level 2.
Manageable, but not ideal.
Yeah, pretty much. We want to see level 3, preferably level 4. But, I mean, like we said, this is a recoverable situation. It's just not ideal. The weapon energy on those biometals is what gives us kind of an overdrive ability along with 1 or 2 special attacks. That overdrive status kind of gives us the ability to deal elemental damage. So that kind of turns those slashes into electric slashes for what we're going to see with that model HX. And if you're familiar from the Mega Man series, Mega Man Zero series, and I know a few other series do a similar sort of system. I believe lightning works on fire, fire works on ice, and ice works on lightning.
I believe you're correct.
So we want to go and find ourselves a fire boss. A fire area is conveniently placed across the entire highway level we played like 5 minutes ago. It's funny because when you get to the end of this all over again, there is one of those like teleporter transceivers. It's like right past the cutscene we weren't allowed to go through the door to get, and I'm sure that's what they were thinking at first, and they said, oh, let's just teleport him back. Except now we've never seen it, so we have to play the highway again, including the bees. So yeah, thanks for watching the marathon, everybody. Please continue just supporting us however you can.
You got any donations?
No donations right now, but we'll do a quick sponsor plug. OAS aims to offer an easy-to-use on-demand solution that anyone can use to host live-streamed events. With no need to maintain expensive infrastructure and build custom software, hosting an online event has never been easier for web conferences, content creator streams, or speedrun marathons.
Oh yes, indeed.
They got the lucky on that name. That's awesome. Yeah, we do get to fight the bees again. We get to go through all these sections all over again, just to go through 1 or 2 more screens before we get to the now on fire, literally on fire city infrastructure. Should really do something about that. If you're wondering, those other little like sort of canister things we're seeing along the way are just data disks that unlocks like little enemy info option screens. Just little collectibles that have no other real in-game effect.
Not now, Windows.
We are getting to be get into these areas through these yellow doors. When we got Model ZX, we got the yellow key, so we can actually enter them, and actually we're getting another key every time we defeat a boss. Hey, here's Model HX. I always get her previous name completely wrong from the Zero series, but we are basically playing as that character right now. You can see that tiny little green meter next to it, next to the life meter right now. That's because of the level 2 kill instead of a level 4 kill. That's okay. That's okay. We'll make do. For movement with this Mega Man itself, you probably already noticed we've got an air dash. We can dash up in the air. Shout out to the Mega Man X3. We've got the dual saber action going on, and yeah. So our goal here is to just kind of rescue a bunch of people from the fire. I don't think we have to rescue everyone. We have to rescue like a certain set of people, and then we get a key to the upstairs area.
I think it's 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8.
Yeah. Of course, we also have to turn back into a human to talk to the other humans, because otherwise they'll say, you know, you're a scary robot, and I'm going to take my chances with this burn building. But if you're human, transform back into a human directly in front of them and hand them a teleporting device, they'll say, okay. The people wearing kind of the green uniforms are members of the Resistance who know exactly who you are anyway, so no need to use time in the menu for them. Then it's just gonna jump through some fire here. Faster to just boost right through the fire and get the health. So from here, there's a couple of precise jumps. Like you've already seen a couple of these window scenes where you can just kind of go to the outside of the building, wander around, get some stuff. There's a longer path in the next room that involves one of those windows, a lot of enemies. Or, you know, we've got Model HX, so we can just kind of flip across the gap. You can put out the flames with even the base level charge. I think Khanster used one that kind of fires this weird lightning orb thing. It can put out all these flames, or you can just do that. Dash jump into the air dash, into the, I guess the hover slow fall. Feels like a Mario game where you have like whatever the glide weapon of the day is.
You got time for one quick donation?
Go for it.
Alright, we got Video Game Roulette with $1. Let's go, people. $1 dono train to 10K. Choo choo.
Choo choo!
Oh, thanks for the donation. So we have our fire boss here. Let's see. Kind of wait for that little orb to hit him, and well, that just happened. That was a boss, everybody. So yeah, with overdrive and sort of elemental weaknesses, bosses become a little bit of a joke for a little while, until eventually we fight bosses that just don't have weaknesses. That was a level 4 kill as well, so now we have a lot of fire energy. Should be good in the ice stage. We're doing ice third, or we're doing fire third, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing fire third.
More fire.
Burn it with fire. Went the wrong way.
So we got the red key from there, and if we know where we're going, for some reason this town is built right next to a highly volcanic area. So we're gonna go there. Seems like a good idea. And collecting, actually, yeah, that's just the weapon energy. Stuff starts filling up our model FX. We're going to area K. I'm deep in the alphabet here. This area actually does hurt a lot. Being in the water doesn't really hurt with these giant mudslides. They're ejecting platforms around us. For whatever reason, this game beat instant death traps of. Oof. I'm just watching Khanster slash these shots out of the air from an inch in front of his face. Being terrified. This is our lava demon.
And that was a mini boss.
Good mid boss. Just again hitting it with it's a fire-based thing. Hit it with lightning, use the overdrive, and good night. So lava is instant kill. Doesn't matter if it's in a puddle or if it is shooting out of the ground. Those geysers will kill you just as much. However, you can walk on it, go through the geysers with your iframes. Hopefully what we won't see right now is the giant wave of lava and death that is chasing us from the left side. This is one of those you're forced to go fast areas. And we get to do it all over again. Second one, similar to the first, but we've got just more stuff to slow us down, more enemies in the way. So yeah, these areas are actually pretty scary when you play through the game the first time. Oh my goodness. There's the lava! Hey, we made it. Once you touch the door, you're good, even if the wave comes through. So get
3, good enough.
another fire boss.
Getting a level 4 on that guy is extremely difficult, and doesn't really help having a level 7 at this point. I mean level 8. 7 is good, 6 is acceptable.
Yeah, every time you there's 2 bosses that hold each of the biometals together, and when you kill each of them, the amount of weapon energy you get kind of stacks on top of itself. So like you were kind of saying there, we've got an effective level 7 from a certain point of view. Killing, what is that one? Fist? No, that's
Flamol.
And those claws are the weak spot. It's really easy to hit them. So level 3 kill, pretty good.
I mean, besides for the first fight, pretty solid so far.
Well, you did actually pretty good with that, since that's the main early game portion where you need energy from model HX. Everything from here, we're gonna go fight the ice boss now, so what we really need is all that fire we just got, especially because this stage, especially the first one, FX is great at cutting through the ice cubes. It has a giant punch mechanic as well that can take out just destroyable blocks. FX, the only thing I miss now is that air dash. Just kind of have to dash and jump along the ground and fire lots of shots. One of the mechanics in this game too, this was originally a DS game, you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen is what's supposed to be the bottom screen of your Nintendo DS, even though we're playing this on the Switch right now. And you can actually change the path these shots take.
Come on, fishy. Oh, you jerk.
So there's another heart tank up here. Convenient to get iframes so you can just kind of dash across the spikes, because this is still a Mega Man game. Spikes work exactly as you might expect. They will kill you. And more health always good. And you can just see how much more energy we have to use Model FX than we did to have Model HX. Just fill it up and keep using the overdrive to both really just destroy these ice cubes more than anything else. The overdrive shots will take them out and the normal shots won't. Nice jump.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Hopefully this goes good enough.
Yep.
Yo!
This guy's back.
And dead.
Nice. Just use the overdrive and mash. Just do ridiculous amounts of damage. This, I believe, is a kind of an old lab from an old friend, and he's picked up some information. Sort of plot of the game going on in the background here while we're just destroying more and more robots. I do like the polar bears though.
Their unique design.
I've brought up our list of boss names. Gurier?
Guri, I think it is.
I'm gonna get this name completely wrong. Either way, that lore part is the part you will understand completely in just a second. Underwater ice boss. Use the fire.
Makes perfect sense.
Goodbye, underwater ice boss. We didn't even get to see the giant fish appear. Khanster, you're too good.
Gotta let it appear in the refights.
I guess so. The flashing message in the top left corner of the screen telling us to go turn in a mission. And that is 4. So we're about to be called back to headquarters because they're under attack. Doesn't matter which 4 you fight, you will end up with this. So this is where we get our first... Well, I guess we already know about the Serpent Corporation, and we did see our friends Prometheus and Pandora early on if you didn't skip the Zero cutscene. They're mad at us still, so he's gonna send an army of ships at us, and these are the weirdest boarding devices I've ever seen. So we're gonna blow them up. Model FX just has the most effective attack against them. Nothing special going on here, just destroy them. And that's the one that Prometheus used. So just mind the gaps here on the bottom section, because a lot of force starts falling away from you. And I forget the exact tactic you used on the last one of these runs I've watched, Khanster. Prometheus doesn't exactly have a weakness, so you just need to pile in damage somehow. Now, through the power of cutscenes, we're back with Model DX for a moment. You're scaring me there, Khanster. So we don't have enough overdrive to keep doing that strat to do a lot of extra damage, so now we're just going to kind of jump up here and cut away at the health until we win. No big deal. We're going to power up Ajax. This is the lab where we can do all sorts of other things as far as just checking out all the data disks we've collected. We can also use those energy crystals we've gotten and repair our biometals. So now we effectively have the same amount now that we would have had for getting a level 3 kill. It just cost us a bunch of energy to do it. So, yeah, let's go get the rest of Model HX here. Area E and Area I. This is the completely abandoned power plant that nothing is actually going on in at all, except there's a lot of energy going here for some reason. Also, it's raining. So, this area is something of a maze. Just a lot of paths through it. And we're going to take one that I don't believe we're supposed to be able to take per se. And we get there by actually damage boosting onto some spikes and cutting right through an opening. Timing on that's actually pretty tight. Make sure you don't run out of iframes while you're standing on the spikes. So here's Model L. Just have this like lance slash. You do have a little bit of a radar thing, which is funny because Model PX is supposed to give you the in the darkness radar on the bottom of the screen, and this one just does such a better job of doing that. This area, there are pits here. It's not that scary. You just kind of go through though. And hey, we're pretty much up to the boss already. Huracan. I do like this boss lets you get to the right side of the screen before appearing. So this one I want to say is one of the easier bosses to actually get a level 4 kill on.
And I goofed it.
And even if you get a level 3, that's fine. Better to do it fast than to do it perfectly.
Pretty much. And
yeah.
You saw on the top screen where it said, go back to E7. Basically, you can refight all bosses to get a higher level. But who wants to do that? Yeah, that's actually a mechanic.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good for practice too, because the bosses just keep continually respawning. And if you get a higher rank, then it will stick with your biometal. So we just raided a bunch of people there that were literally being terrified into becoming cyber elves that we saw earlier in the game. And why would anybody do this? It's actually kind of freaky. So we're just going to go and keep saving people. At this point, we've got 3 of the pseudo droids left. We've got the 2 Model PX bosses and 1 more for LX. Since our water stage is a little bit further out of the way, we're going to go do that one first. But first, a sub-tank, because it's here.
Right low, just for us to take it.
You know, when I want to hide sub-tanks, I just also find random corners of the woods. If you're paying attention, actually, this is that first area of the game. Very first area of the game, we're just going to go left instead of right. The game, I believe, just doesn't let you go left from that spot at the beginning. So our next area is actually completely under the sea. Alex does let us kind of swim in the water. That's the real big ability we get. So, let's go. giant...
Of course, the fishy doesn't want to hit me, or I guess the shrimp.
Mega Man 2 shrimp. Yeah, just dashing would do that. Obligatory lots of spikes. You do know what you're doing.
I should not. That looks like I should not have gone through.
Oh my goodness.
And
Don't scare us like that.
And here's a manipulation right here to get the snake to come out.
This boss either sends out the fish or one of the two other sort of, I don't know, tendrils. And you're basically at the mercy of when it comes out. Shoutouts to manipulations. So we're gonna fight. I'm looking at the name of this and trying to figure out how I want to pronounce this. Leg anchor. I don't want to say leg anchor. That's how it's spelled, though.
I think that's as close as we're gonna get.
Yes. So with the fire model here, we can just look and attack up. But it's a little faster to get up here.
Oh, I done goofed.
Oh, you did most of its health. There you go. No biggie.
Yeah, no biggie. We're still good.
More data discs. Get the back passage that goes through a big loop to get back to the start. A lot fewer spikes this way, at least. The nice thing about this, even though there's not a teleporting thing back here, we do get one of the just normal transceivers, so we can use that to at least turn in the mission, which is the important thing. And it turns out that the next closest spot we can go to reach the next area is actually right here. That's the main reason to come to this area first. So we're on our way to an amusement park where traumatic things have happened in Ben's past. We will skip those cutscenes. I don't remember like the exact way this lore goes down. I think it's like a lot of people have been attacked by pseudo-droids lately, and that's the whole reason why the humans are afraid of them. But they always seem to leave a cup full of chosen people behind, you know, like us. So let's go fulfill some destiny.
We're topped off on HX.
And you can kind of see we're going to these like completely disparate areas on the map too, and there's really not a lot of indication where you are until you enter a screen for the first time. And the missions just usually say something like, go to area F, go to area E. That's like kind of the main reason I would say if you're playing this game for the first time, it is a great game, it's a fun game. Highly recommend playing this one, especially if you missed out on it on the DS. But bring a map with you. Here we go. Met Ferris wheel.
The Met
would leave Mets behind.
Never leave a good Met behind.
The whole area is just so weird. Here we get the Mega Man 4 reference. I do appreciate the comeback of Big Met Daddy.
Big Met Daddy.
Oh, that was fast. Why couldn't we do that in Mega Man 4?
No idea.
It is kind of worth noting there, because we have both halves of the HX Biometal, we have access to that giant hurricane attack now. You hold up to use it, and it is devastating. Pretty much, I want to say, like, not a lot of things have that many iframes against it. So it just sits on top of enemies and annihilates them. There's that health drop we needed. I don't know why they put that like giant scary blimp section here right before a boss through a whole like crane game area of death and destruction. But this boss is conveniently named Purple. Purple. I've got the Mega Man homepage list up here, and it is too early for my eyes. And I did mention that we'd eventually run into some enemies that didn't exactly have elemental weaknesses. These are them.
And we just got Mal PX, which is kind of the most useless of the bunch.
There's a reason we came here last. Purple is like not really a fun fight. Not really weak to anything. Likes to just jump around the room. So Khanster did a good job there, just taking him out fast.
It's like a monkey would.
You might have noticed a giant purple door in the background on our way here. That's where we're going now that we turned in that mission and took the next one. You get to see the rest of the lab.
Okay.
This room, seriously.
Well, looks like I'm not filling up HX.
So going through this room backwards is kind of weird and scary just because of the way the crane works. These bees just love to hit you out of the air towards the pits. Way too easy to die in that room. Yeah, there's Area L, just kind of sitting there. The main reason, or at least like one of the reasons, to go back the way we did is to not have to fight the mid-boss again. Not that it's a really long fight. Go through the lab area here, which is just full of, honestly, these cool rocket launcher guys on jet sleds. You've got these like little radar dishes here. I think most of them make it so you can't shoot your buster.
The blue one makes it where you can't shoot. The blue one flips your direction. And the other one makes it where you can't shoot. Oh god.
This whole area is just really annoying. Yeah, there's the reverse controller. Oh no. I think the effect goes away when you go through a door at least. Just gonna rain missiles down. This whole area is just a few pits and then just lots of damage coming at you from all sides. It just wears on you. All of this to get information on the biometals from the old lab. So Protectos is a giant beast of a pseudo droid.
We'll just call him a potato.
Potato. Very slow moving. Here, have a hurricane. Especially because Model P does not really have the best utility in the game. Level 1 finish.
Woo!
Don't even care. Poor Model PX.
We have any donations?
No, sir, we do not have any donations, but we'll plug the cherry real quick. It is the Equal Justice Initiative, and it is committed to ending mass incarceration and excessive punishment in the United States, to challenging racial and economic injustice, and protecting basic human rights for the most vulnerable people in American society. So please get your donations in. We also have a few bid wars. Let me get those up. There is I think the next run we have will be Rockman 3, Weapon to Use versus Proto Man, the Mega Buster or Top Spin, with Top Spin Elite currently at $25. And Super Mario Land to choose the color palette, and currently the Super Game Boy color palette is in the lead. So if you want to see other palettes for Super Mario Land, go get your donations in.
I don't think I've actually seen Proto Man get fought with Top Spin before.
That's a new one to me.
So, yeah, 8 pseudo droids. So what really is kind of going on in the background besides that is by collecting both halves of all 4 of the biometals, we have access to enter Area W. That was Area M, which houses Model W. It was sealed away years ago because why would you ever want something called Model W in a Mega Man game?
I wonder what that could be.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird to choose the letter W for no reason. I guess they have a reason somewhere. Definitely not anything about Dr. Whale. He's been dead for years.
Or is it Dr. Whale?
No. That's a translation. Isn't it like Dr. Vile? Vale? Well, either way, we're going in here. And, the stage itself... This stage is the stage that actually gets kind of weird. Unequipped by cutscenes, and now we're gonna rearrange these shots. So now all these shots will kind of go up about 3 tiles before going forward, which is very convenient when you have a flying eagle mid-boss in front of you.
1 cycle, hell yeah.